Welcome back, everyone, to Vale of the Pine, where today we are heading out to the entrance of Swanfleet from Enenwythe, where we're going to see if we can learn anything about what is going on with these Uruks. Where did they enter from, and how much power do they have at the moment? See, search for signs of the Uruks where the road enters Swanfleet from Enenwythe. Now, I should not get too close because we all know that if you have done some later content on a character before, that the entrance to Swanfleet from Enenwythe is guarded by some rather high-level characters that would just squish my little warden here quite thoroughly. So obviously I'm not going to do anything like that. Now, what I am going to do though, actually first off, because I am sure that this piglet is going to get in my way. So much easier now that I have a few levels above it. Ah, the rusted dagger. I find a rusted dagger, and I believe that there is some information about it that is inside of this area door, Erlewine, Swanfleet, and Cardolan. That's second Peril. No, it's not Perils of Cardolan. The many folk Cardolan, treasures of Swanfleet, dwellers of Swanfleet, tales of Swanfleet. All the names of these things. I'm trying to keep up with them. I mean, I'm on this long road running down trying to get to Enenwythe, so I guess I might as well try to read this as I'm going along. Is it a different? Oh, yes. The dwellers is also. Discover. There it is. Discover a rusted dagger. That's it. The thief passed the coin between his fingers, a little trick that he learned from one of his mentors. It is bold of you to flaunt ill-gotten goods so openly, said a voice. All right. Yes, said a voice from behind the thief. Failing to hide his surprise, the thief spun on his heel. He saw a woman dressed in clothes that looked like that they had been stewing in the Wade water for days. How long had she been following him? Oh, this? The thief held the gold that he laughed and donned an innocent smile. This was just a bit of good luck, nothing more. No thieves here, unless you're meaning to take this from me. His free hand drifted towards the dagger at his side. Wait, they put a long story in here, certainly a lot longer than the one with the fishing pole. Yes, yes. I have repaid your victims with coin from my own purse, she said, ignoring his lie. I do not intend to take that coin from you. I do not know you, nor your needs. But there is honest work to be done in Mossward. Prey upon those who travel this road at your own peril. The thief sneered. I will not be bossed around by the likes of you. The thief went to draw his dagger. But the ranger, as he would one day come to know her as, was upon him in an instant. She parried his feeble stab and disarmed him, sending the blade clattering to the ground. I guess that's the blade that I just found. And the thief felt the bite of cold steel against his neck, and he froze. The only reason I am giving you a chance is that you did not harm the woman from whom you stole. She withdrew the blade, and the thief's hand snapped to his neck, checking for blood. He found none. But the time he recovered himself, the ranger's back was to him. She was walking away. All right. Well, that was a long story. Very well. All right. So all these little items have little stories that go with them. So now, I guess this is where we cross over to the other side of the river, but continue on after that. Oh, actually, we have to cross twice. See? Okay, we still got birds and wolves. Do I have a deed for wolves? No, I don't have a deed for wolves, so I'm not going to worry about that. Now, there is a deed for brigands. So we might as well reduce our numbers while we're around here. And continue along our way until we get to those Uruks, or signs of Uruks, I guess is probably the same thing. And I don't think they're going to take us all the way into Enidwaith. That would be fatal to my character. If there are any signs about, we should be finding them soon enough. But keep on continuing. There is the gate to Enidwaith right over there. At least actually, that's what I think it is. But, so, oh, hold on. I think this is the sign we're looking for. Dead Uruks lie on the road where it enters Swanfleet from Enidwaith. Well, I guess that's better than ones that are pillaging. This Uruk was slain by a sword much like the one that he carried. Wait, they are really a nice, well-together group, aren't they? Well, we'll take care of that. Take care of that. And take care of that. Now, is there anything else I need from around here? Before I head back, it looks like that there is, unfortunately that mob is still on the lower side of them, but over here it looks like we have an engraved stone. What does it say? You inspect the engravings on this particular stone. Very well. Now let's see what the engraved stone says. There are carvings in this stone to mark each time that this structure has been renovated. The oldest numbers are impossible to decipher, and the most recent numbers date back to a time that precious few remember. In other words, it's been a long time since this place has been renovated. Well, who knows? Maybe in a few years there'll be another renovation and another marking on the stone. But this is not the day. Back to Mossford. I'm back. All I found were a few dead Uruks and these swords.
You bring interesting tidings.
It sounds to me as if the Uruks quarreled amongst themselves after they arrived in Swanfleet. But for what purpose? The warband may have been much larger when it traveled from Enidwaith, and divided into 2 or more raiding parties when it crossed into Swanfleet. Perhaps the decision to attack Mossford was made not by the wizard, but by the Uruks themselves? That's most curious. As for the swords that you collected, perhaps Scardy can melt them down to put them to better use than the former bearers. Well, I guess I'll have to ask Scardy that. Hello, Scardy. Can you make any use of some old Uruk swords?
More Uruk blades? I didn't ask for these.
Well, then Elder is right, I suppose. I'll smelt them down and turn them into arms for the defense of Mossford. No one will want to use them as they are now, but metal is metal in my experience. All right. Then let's see what we have here. We have an agility cloak. Well,
Could you do something about Tegwin? He's been bothering me since this morning.
He's pestering me with questions since this morning, and I need to get work done. All right. I guess I can do that. Well, what do you say, Tegwin?
What can I do to help the village? Can I come with you?
I'm ready for more important adventuring tasks, Pine Leaf. What can I do for the village? Okay, how about you patrol the outer palisade of Mossward and see if there's any danger there? Oh, okay, I guess I can do that. Maybe I can accompany you later. All right. Is that enough? You need some boar tusks, cravan talons, and whetstones. Wonderful. Now, does this mean that there are more uses for cravan talons than there were for cravan feathers? I suspect a certain guard would have really wanted to know that there'd be need of them, so he would have sent me out to get the talons instead. Well, perhaps at that point they didn't know that they would be needing them. Now, we need to find more boars. And we need to find more birds. I'm sure there are a few around somewhere. And there are also a few brigands around. And we don't want them marauding the road, right? Of course not. Well. Oh yes, and I also need to keep a lookout for potential whetstones. Oh. And of course, making sure that those Uruks never have a chance to use their swords against moss. Ah! There's a cravan right up there. There you go. Quick work of that. Oh, hold on. Our first potential whetstone. Uh-oh, it looks like we got something nasty up there. What I don't know is, can't do anything against it. Well. I think it's time to retreat. Can I get that off? Whew! Those things are tough. Yeah, those things are tough. Okay, so that's what a wraith is like. And we're supposed to be fighting those things? Oh boy, that's going to make things real interesting. The road to level 20 is going to be wild if we're going to be running into those things constantly. Because I presume that was a level 11 captain? Yeah. So, 2 level 11 characters were needed in order to take down a level 11 raid. It certainly was not an easy battle there. Oh, yeah, it might be a good idea if I get back into spear stance. It appears that wraith dropped a couple of tattered shadows. A scrap of cloth so black that it almost looks like a patch of the night sky. It's oddly cold to the touch, and seems to flutter in the unseen wind. So I would presume that they're supposed to be traded in for something at some point. Well, I suspect that 2 tattered shadows is not enough in order to trade for anything at the moment, but that's just a guess. I brought back your ingredients.
Thank you for these items.
But I'll have you know this. I am quite cross with you. All I want is to be left in peace, free to do my work, but folk are constantly barging in here, interrupting me, and slowing down my work. That boy's mother was just here, Wenna, and she says that he hasn't returned home. The last I heard, you sent him to scout the edge of the town, so you get to go looking for him. You send him back to his parents before they become bothering me again, will you? Oh, boy. Where is that boy now? I suppose I need to search the perimeter of the town in order to figure out what happened to Tegwin. Footprints trample the earth here on the outskirts of Mossward. Uruk footprints. The footprints are old, most likely made during the Uruk attack on Mossward. I wonder if the guard knows anything about anything to do with Tegwin. Miriam.
Tegwin, he's missing.
It would not be the first time that Tegwin has gone looking for trouble, but the Uruks and goblins about, he might have gotten in over his head this time. Alright, so Tegwin does like to go ruckusing about. Why should I be surprised with that?
You say the boy might have found Uruk tracks leading north?
He might have found Uruk tracks? If he goes towards the north, he is likely to blunder into the Wade water. Children of the village are forbidden from going there, but I will not seek to tell you that it has prevented the more adventurous sort from you won't tell me that the more adventurous ones go there anyway. Yes, of course. If Tegwin tried trekking the Uruks there, well, there are plenty of dangers in the Wade water to begin with, let alone our recent troubles. You should follow the road southeast to the Dunlending town of Garan. It sits on the eastern side of the Wade water, and their scouts may have seen the boy. Perhaps he went to speak with the Dunlending villagers there, and even now is enjoying the hospitality of their tales. We should not keep judgment too soon. He may be in no danger at all. All right, I suppose we could do that. Head over to Garan, which I guess is probably a good thing to do because I have had this quest for a long time to talk to Talfrin at Garan. I've had it for 6 levels or something like that. Anyway, too many levels. This must be the road to Garan. I mean, it does look like the entrance to a village. And certainly not a hobbit village. Very different architecture, that's for sure. You have discovered Garan. So let's see if anyone here has any information for me. First thing I need.
Leave us alone. We will leave you in peace.
We've got Steelmaster. Melindir has come to Garan ahead of you. Okay. And we also have Talfrin here. Oh yeah, this is from the person who sent me to speak with the people in the village. Hello.
Aye.
Our envoy to Mossward sent you this way? Oh, good, good. If you're looking for work, you've come to the right place. Our community is a new one, and there's too much to do. All right.
Won't you Lend me your aid.
Our home of Garan is only recently settled. We left Bruindir, or Dunland as you would know it, mere months ago, and we had to leave such behind in our departure. The nearby community of Mossward and the Hobbit villages have been very generous to us, for which we're grateful, but there's more to be done if we are to safely greet the coming winter. Find my dog and Tailo Gwynedd fishing by the water. They could use your help in catching fish to be salted and smoked for the winter. Look for Undeg, as she is coordinating our tradesfolk and can help you to take up a crafting profession in such as weaponsmithing or cooking. Head northwest along the path by the water, and she'll be there with the crafters and the community oven. Eluna here is training many of our new scouts, and as such as she may deny it, she could use some helping hand, as we can all do from time to time. Well, we'll take care of Eluna later, because we do have to worry about Tegwin and all. But I suspect that I'm not going to be heading out into the Wade Marsh until after, or at least not until the next episode, because yeah, that's going to be quite an involved task there. Hello, Minale dear.
I heard Tegwin has gone missing.
He's gone missing with Urix and Swanfleet. I felt that the wisest thing to do was to begin searching for him as soon as possible. That said, if he has truly made for the Wadewater, I think the Urix may be the least of his problems. The footing there is unsteady, and like any marshland, the depth of the pools may be deceptive. There are creatures in the Wadewater that would love nothing more than to make a supper of anyone who strays too near their domain. The most dangerous of these are the Avok, and we should hunt them as we seek the boy. Okay, so defeat Avok in the Wadewater. I hope I don't find hobbit arrows in all of them, especially Druli hobbit arrows. Now, what I can do between episodes, though, is to start working on a profession. So I believe that we have to complete Introduction to Crafting. Is that what we have from Undeg here? Introduction to Crafting.
Even the Uchluth have need of help on occasion.
I can teach you about the trades, yes. Speak to me, and I'll help you get started on your crafting journey. Okay, good.
You're welcome here, as long as you don't trouble us.
Ask me about any of the 6 widely recognized vocations. And then tell me which vocation... She needs her quest text to be updated. We don't have vocations anymore. But anyway, complete 3 of the following quests. So 3 of the introductory quests. So the question is, which 3 of these professions should I take up? Now, I traditionally take up farming and cooking. So I'm thinking maybe also throwing in the scholarship in there, and that'll make a nice triumvirate there for our profession. So that's what we'll do. Now, I am not going to do that on screen in there. I'm just going to take the thing to learn cooking.
I have not seen your kind before.
Take up farmer.
The Uchquairad requires us to give welcome to the Duvodiad.
And scholarship. And
I
between
have not seen your kind before.
between episodes, I will do her training exercises and also start to do some farming and some cooking. And, well, I'm not too sure I'll get too much scholarly stuff done, but I'll be prepared so that if I run into any materials in the wild, I'll be able to handle them. Now, the other thing I need is Wenda here, because my
Would you
item
do
from her
something for me?
recently expired.
What can I do for you?
So we'll take that, and we will take that. Oh, yeah. individual items in here. Oh joy. I don't know how much they'll charge me for a universal. That's the thing about being on a new server. I'm so used to having a universal toolkit from, because I've got bank vaults filled with them from various collecting them and all that stuff from Hobbit gifts and all. But now on this server, I don't have any universal toolkit, so I am stuck with the standard ones here. But perhaps I'll come up with a solution for that. Maybe check the auction house or something of that ilk. In fact, auction house. I now have an auction house in the pocket. Nothing appropriate in the auction house, so I'll have to defer that for the moment. Now let's talk to this person.
Won't you lend me your aid?
Another amateur angler come to help us shore our food supplies for the winter? Amateur? Hey, where I come from, everybody knows how to fish. Well met. I know technically I haven't learned the thing yet, but that's another matter. Well met. I am my dog, and this fellow is my side is Tilo. We're in charge of filling up the racks of drying fish that you passed by. If you want to help us, catch 3 small fish off the docks here. You have to do it on the dock here where we can watch you technique, right? If you need to learn the basics, talk to the self-professed hobby master next to me and he'll teach you the basics and set you up for the basic fishing rod, right? That's that. Let's see. I think technically I've already... I guess this is a signal that this is where you're supposed to fish for the quest. It's nice of them to tell you that now. Learn fishing.
The Ukwi rod requires us to give welcome to Devodion.
Have you always wanted to relax by a stream and pond, and cast your lines into the sparkling waters and catch a fantastic flounder or a perfect pike? Yeah, just hand it over. And, oh yeah, there's also birding. Now this one, of course, is less well known.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
Have you always wondered what the birds will call these lands there? Oh, that would call these lands theirs? From snowy mountain tops to the lowest wetlands, there are many birds ready to be discovered. With the birding hobby, you can explore the lands to record which birds can be found with various regions. Equip your birding kit and travel to any region scouted out by the Birds of Middle-earth explorers. When you arrive, you can begin searching for birds using your birding item in there and then start birding. Yeah, okay, let's just train it and be done with that. Okay, good. Now, let's hope I'm not in the middle of birding or fishing when a raid decides to attack, because they're tough enough as it is when you're properly armed. Now, let's see. Oh yes, I do need to get my hobby skills up. And I suppose I'll also have to get that out. Let's see, we put the fishing hobby. We got to get these things to the right place, right? Okay, let's put this here. Let's put this over here. So we put the fishing hobby there. We can put the birding hobby there. I think that'll do for now. I'm sure I'll move it eventually. Good. Let's take care of the fish quest first. Then we can worry about the birding. Cast a line. There you go. Now, can I catch a fish? Am I fishing in the right section? And how long does it take again? You sometimes wonder. Well, there we go. Whee! I caught a fish. Yes, a very small fish. Wonderful. That looks like the quest fish. So That's okay. Yeah, caught a fish. That's the quest telling you that he's done. Actually, I keep on thinking that I need to catch more than one of these things for some reason. I think I might actually only have to do. Yeah, I can talk to Mad Dog already. For some reason I keep on thinking I'm supposed to be catching 3 of them, even though I'm done when I collect one of them.
I hope these dark days will soon be behind us.
Not bad, but not good either. But not bad, especially for a beginner. You have some natural talent. Well, where I come from, that would be expected. Alright, now, I suppose with that done, we can now get my... Alright, so there is my birding kit. Let's make sure I don't accidentally sell that. Let's bring up my birding kit. Okay, also my fishing rod. Okay, good. There's my shield. Where's my spear? Oh, there's my spear. I need a better spear. Sturdy spear, level 5. No wonder it took me so much trouble to fight that wraith if I'm still using a level 5 spear. I need a real spear! Oh well. Anyway. That should be my next big thing that I go after, is to get a better spear. Actually, this quest right here. No, that's for a better javelin. They keep on offering me good javelins, but they don't offer me good spears. I'm going to have to do something about that. Well, let's see if I can find any birds around here. I suspect it won't be a great eagle or anything like that. Anything around here? You're taking a long time. There we go. New deed, birds of Swan Fleet, common and uncommon. Yeah, this is going to take a long time. Well, obviously this is something for me to do every once in a while when I'm about... Because I've got to find 12 common and uncommon birds and 3 rare birds and the rarest bird. But of course, those rare ones I won't find until I'm higher level up. But I will do most of that searching between episodes. Right now, I think that's the end of this one, and next time we are going to go in search of Tegwin. We return to Vale of the Pine.